A very long time since I've updated you on the RS project. Lots of things have happened since February. I got surgery. I went off to California for a week. I moved out of my apartment, went back to my parents. Now my parents are selling their house. Well, they already sold their house. Now moving into my girlfriend's parents' house, and next month I'm moving to North Carolina. So I've been really busy. My camera broke. A bunch of files got corrupted. So I haven't had the chance to update or upload or do anything really. So I just want to let you know what's going on with the car and where I've been the last couple of months and how much of a project this has been. Sorry about the quality of the video. I am filming from my phone since I don't have a camera. Now, what I did here was originally I had pulled the engine and I installed a WRX subframe because I was going to install an EJ205 into the car. Now, I ran out of time and I'm on a big time crunch, so I didn't get a chance to merge the harness or do anything like that. But I did refresh the motor a bit. It's got new valve cover seals, new spark plug tube gaskets. I deleted the air assist ports right here for the manifold, which what it does is when you step on the throttle, the valve opens, and it comes down through this line right here, goes into this port, comes down, pumps air through the bottom rail of the injectors, and the purpose of that, to my understanding, is it just did nothing practically. It was pointless. Subaru used it for 2 years, so I ended up getting rid of it, which in turn makes your car run a little bit better from what I've read. What I also did was I deleted the hard lines off the fuel rail and made my own fuel lines right here, and you can see that this is all custom made. What that does is it's the parallel fuel rail mod, and instead of this cylinder, this one, and this one getting fuel all individually, it now splits off into a Y, and so these two get fuel at the same time, these two get fuel at the same time, and it runs back to my fuel pressure regulator, back into my tank, back to my charcoal canister, which in turn I think bumps this injector up an additional 8 psi from the mod alone, which is really cheap and really simple to do. I also bypassed the coolant lines on the throttle body, so now this no longer runs hot, and I'm not getting hot air going into my manifold. On an NA, it doesn't make that big of a difference, but it counts, in my opinion. What I also did was I deleted the AC lines, the condenser, pretty much everything AC related. I also got rid of the power steering pump and the power steering lines, and this belt is actually from a Ford. It's got, I believe, 3 splines on it, or 3 ribs, versus the traditional 4 for the Subaru, which is fine. I ended up keeping the power steering bracket to use as a tensioner to, you know, keep the alternator staying up and to keep my charging systems good. The car got a brand new Gates timing belt kit with a brand new tensioner. It has an STI oil pump on it, a WRX water pump on it. The manifold was painted wrinkled black. Same with the valve covers, if you can tell. It also has an STI oil cap. That wraps up pretty much everything from the motor. Nothing too special here. It runs fine for the most part. Alright, so that wraps up everything on the motor. We're going to move over to the suspension now. I was able to pick up a set of BCBR extreme low coilovers from Bag Riders. I had a couple of friends that worked there, so they offered me a discount on them. And now, it wasn't a big discount, but for a project like this, everything counts. Now, these coilovers are a night and day difference compared to my Racelands. I am super happy with them. They are custom built to my specs. I maxed out the camber. I have the dampening set to halfway, and it's a very, very comfortable ride. Alright, I still have the F1R F21 wheels. They are 18 by 10.5 and 20 offset. I have stock rotors on for right now. The rotors I had ordered from this company sent me the wrong size, and they're not willing to refund me, so I'm going to keep those for another car in the future. The 4-pot calipers are paired with a set of StopTech pads. The whole system still needs to be bled, but I can already tell from the first drive that I did with this car that it was a huge difference with the braking. Very happy with the setup, very happy with the looks, and with the performance, and let's just try to move underneath the car so I can show you what's been done underneath. Alright, so we've got Moog outer tie rod ends, Moog inner tie rod ends, Moog ball joints, brand new CV axles, white line end links, white line front sway bar, white line sway bar bushings. It's got the WRX subframe installed on it. It still has my Borla headers. Not too much done to the front for right now. I have a, let's move back up top. I have a Pro driver sway bar to install on the car still. I can't tell if the sway bar makes a difference yet on the car. As you can tell, the car is no longer SRP. It's now an OD green. I mean, on some panels, some of it's still red. But that is just a primer because I'm going to paint the car eventually. And if I don't paint it, I'm going to end up vinyl wrapping it. So we're going to move on to the big extensive mod that I've been working on. These are VS Aero wide body front fenders, which still need to be cut out for the side markers. And if I'm moving further back, there is my wide body. These are 44, I'm sorry, not 44. These are 40 millimeter wider than stock. It took me months to complete this wide body, and it's still not finished. It was a lot of molding, a lot of sanding, and a lot of painting, and it's all DIY. It's all done by me and help sanding with a couple of friends. This has been the biggest project right here. So you can see how the car looks with the wide body. It's got Sims side skirts, which I ended up chopping into 3 different pieces. That piece got chopped. There's the main piece. Then it got chopped there to flare out to follow the lines of the wide body. Again, it was a lot more work than I thought it was going to be. And my phone does not do this kit justice at all. Still don't have a back windshield. Still got the RB5 wing. Got a brand new bumper beam from Subaru. The charcoal canister is hooked up underneath. I'm doing a quad tip exhaust that's still coming. Bunch of stuff. I ended up replacing all these weather seals and window trims. I still have to get the weather seals for the roof channels right here down to the front windshield. And I'm going to end up picking up a different set of hood vents and a different hood scoop. So the car was back together right here. I have it all torn apart because I'm trying to figure out why my windows don't roll up or down anymore. I had replaced the window regulator last month because this window came off track and wouldn't, roll up or down anymore. So I'm trying to test where this switch is and is not getting power, and I think I have it figured out. And I'm going to make a video to teach you guys how to fix, I guess, or check where you're getting power and to diagnose whether the switch is bad, the relay is bad, or the circuit breaker is bad. So I'll save that for another video for you guys. So moving towards the inside of the car, I still have the Sonic Motors racing seats. The trim pieces, the interior is all back together. The dashboard is still flocked. I ended up putting a carbon fiber overlay on the instrument cluster. It's got a 350 millimeter Volante steering wheel equipped with NRG short hub and an NRG quick release made of carbon fiber. It's got a NRG carbon fiber shift knob. The carpet has been dyed black. It's got the Sparco seat rails, if you remember from the previous video. Headliner's black. Pretty much everything inside the car is black. I'm trying to go for a more, I guess, race-oriented / like adult kind of feel for the inside. Before it had, Alcantara blue STI door cards, an STI blue carpet. I still have the STI blue with pink stitching e-brake boot, and I had that same setup for an e-brake or for a shift boot that I had made when I worked with Zealous Interior previously. But I'm trying to go for something more grown up, and so far I'm very happy with how the inside has come out. I have a boost gauge installed. It's not hooked up, it's just kind of sitting in there right now. That's from Pro Sport, and I've got a glow shift gauge pod for the car. So that's just, preliminary for when I do turbocharge this vehicle. We're going to move on to the rest of the car. So that pretty much wraps everything up for the car that I've done over the last couple of months. I forgot to mention that the quarter panel that I was trying to install back in the winter, I gave it to my friend Garrett, and he trailered the car to his house for about 2 months, and he ended up welding the quarter panel, seam sealing it, repairing any rust that he found, and he did a phenomenal job. So big thank you to him. I couldn't have gone this far without that quarter panel being finished. It was one of the biggest roadblocks in this whole entire build. Again, I'm probably not going to update too much. This is just something to keep you guys, informed about what's going on. But once I get settled down in North Carolina, I'll pick up a new camera. Maybe I'll keep filming with my phone. I don't know yet. But there's still a lot more to do with this car. It's still not finished whatsoever. It's got a long way to go. and I'll catch you guys around.